Welcome to the Big Motor Small Blade Podcast. My name is Buddy Pulley, of course, co-host of the Big Motor Small Blade Podcast, which is what you're listening to right now. Joined by Seth Dolby and, of course, FrontStretch.com's lead car store reporter, Chuck Folsom. What's up?
Howdy.
Yeah, howdy.
I was very thirsty. I was eager to get that water open. Anyway, we saw a race that I'm going to describe as not cash money at Cota today. I don't think that's an incorrect statement.
I mean, if we want to go ahead and jump into this, I thought the race was fine.
Yeah.
Overall. Absolutely didn't need stage breaks.
Okay. All right, we're really getting into this. I was just kind of bullshitting to get this going. But before we get into the actual race, let's talk about something. We'll jump right into it. Some midweek stuff. Really only one thing, and it's Chase Elliott. If SVG doesn't get views, Chase Elliott will at least carry us through. I
think Shane will get plenty of views.
I think he'll do just fine for us. Yeah, so a lot has been made of Dale Jr. Chase Elliott's comments on the Dale Jr. download this week about the Netflix show, and Chase essentially said, "I don't know, I haven't watched the show yet. Let's see how bad they piss me off, and to be honest, I just want to go fast and do my job at a high level. And if I feel like something's going to take me away from that, I'm going to say no." And a lot of the criticism behind this was obviously Chase Elliott is the most popular driver. He has the furthest reach as far as, at least in the NASCAR world. So there was a lot of discourse around that. What do you guys think?
Okay, so I don't think we need Chase Elliott in the Netflix documentary. And I tweeted as such this week. And my reasoning is Chase Elliott's reach is really within the established NASCAR fandom. Like, I don't think you're really drawn to Chase Elliott if you don't know who Bill Elliott is, like you haven't been around that long. Maybe you're not like a Southern good old boy or whatever. And I don't really think, and that's fine, but that's not really the audience I think that we're reaching for with the Netflix show anyway. So I don't think Chase, like having Denny Hamlin be like the focal point of the show is a way better of a move for us than having Chase Elliott. Anyway, I think that's me.
I guess I kind of see where people are coming from, but I think it was blown way out of proportion. Like, I don't think it's nearly as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. And I will say one thing that I thought of was people saying, "Oh, we need a new most popular driver. He's terrible for being the most popular driver." Well, I don't know if you people know this, but you're the ones that vote for him. He never once asked to be the most popular driver, not once. And there's nothing about his personality that screams, "Vote for me for the most popular driver." Not once has he ever been wanting to be that guy. He just happened to be that guy. So if you want a different guy to be the most popular driver, vote for somebody else. It's ball's in your court.
Yeah. See, I think the specific Netflix deal did get blown out of proportion just a little bit, but I think it did open up another conversation that I think is worth having with Chase Elliott. Kevin Harvick made some comments about Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 2017, saying Dale Earnhardt Jr. is stunting the growth of NASCAR. And that was more directed at his on-track performance. But I think Chase Elliott's stunting the growth of NASCAR by being the most popular driver and doing nothing with it. I mean, I don't know if it's ignorance or if it's just like, I don't know. Like, you got to realize, dude, like, you have the biggest reach of anybody. Like, the fans, when you do something outside the sport, it works both ways. You promote NASCAR into whatever you're, doing, whether it be a TV show, a commercial, whatever. And then also it's bringing those people to NASCAR and bringing you to those people, essentially. It works both ways. Obviously, that was a terrible way to explain it. And Chase Elliott is that guy, essentially, to bring NASCAR to somewhere else and a lot of people know who Chase Elliott is. Like, I don't think it's being stated enough. I think most people, if you know NASCAR, one of the only drivers you know is Chase Elliott. And whether it be because you know him as Chase Elliott or you know him as Bill's son or whatever. And so the fact that, like, it doesn't seem like he's really enthused about doing anything outside of just driving the race car is disappointing. Because, I mean, if a new fan does come in and they are like, why do people like Chase Elliott? And it's like, why is he being marketed as the most popular driver? Because whether or not he is or he's doing anything to do it, NASCAR promotes him a shit ton. And it's going to confuse fans, new fans, when they come in and they're like, who is this guy? Because he's not anywhere. He's nowhere. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, yeah, the Netflix thing, of course, you know, if he says no to it, that's whatever. I mean, I think it's kind of important to have our most popular driver in there for your existing fan base. But I think, you know, the fan base in general would largely stay untouched. But I think it hurts his brand. I would think Napa and, you know, all his Hooters and them, they would want him in the show. Like, they would want their driver to get exposure. And it doesn't seem like he gives a shit.
I feel like that's been established years ago that he doesn't give a shit.
But no one's talking about it.
We've been perplexed by this for years.
I mean, you and
like the question
we have, but
the question you brought up, like a new fan's going to come in and be like, why do people like Chase Elliott? Diehard NASCAR fans have been asking this for 8 years now.
I'm not asking why people like Chase Elliott. I'm just, because I mean, we all know why people like Chase Elliott. He's Bill Elliott's son. He took over Jeff Gordon's car. Mind you, Chase Elliott took over Jeff Gordon's car, not William Byron. And he took over Dale Jr.'s fan base because he drove for Jr. And as Jr. was leaving Hendrick, Chase Elliott was obviously on the rise there. So we know why he's the most popular driver. My point is, it's like he gets marketed so much, but he won't do anything. Like, we need if he's going to be our superstar that we promote, what do
you want him to do?
That's my question. Is like, how do you fix it? Are you going to force the man?
Well,
to do
not
something?
even how do you fix it? What exactly do you want him to do?
I mean, look, so Dale Jr. was a largely private person, right? But we even saw him letting you in that door because he understood that, okay, I'm a private person, but I am the most popular driver. I didn't choose that, I understand, but I do get to drive race cars every week, and it's kind of the dream job. So I kind of owe that to the sport that's making me all this money and, you know, allowing me to do what I love to do. So maybe I should step out of my shell a little bit. That's mainly it. Is we need to see him step out of his shell, in my personal opinion. That way you guys don't get lambasted for this hard take, apparently. I don't know. I mean, just, we're going to have people, he's not going to be most popular driver for long, so it doesn't matter because people, if this Netflix thing really does take off, people are going to not see him in it, and then they're going to come into the sport and be like, who's Chase Elliott? Who is this guy? He went in the Netflix show. He's not winning races. He's not winning championships, at least right now. He's boring as fuck. And then we're going to move on to somebody else. So, I don't know.
You know, I think we'll find out very soon in the next couple of years what the ultimate fate of that situation will be, in my opinion. But I think that might come with age and time in the sport, just like it did with Junior. As he gets later in his career, he might sit back and realize, okay, I kind of need to like do something with this.
See, I
because
thought
if you
that too,
actually,
though, but
when
that's
he
not
finally,
true.
whenever he like actually does tell a story, he's not a bad storyteller.
That's
like
what drives me up the wall the most. He has a good personality.
He
It's
just
like,
just doesn't care to show
yeah,
it. You know, I think it's really funny
we can't
because
even get an interview that's worth a shit out of this guy.
this situation, oddly enough, correlates directly to the MLB because the best player in baseball is Mike Trout. And Mike Trout doesn't give a single damn about anything to do with media or promoting his brand or anything. He quite literally just wants to play baseball and go home. And so baseball and NASCAR, oddly enough, have the exact same problem, and it's that their most marketable driver or most popular player or whatever, best player in baseball's case, doesn't care.
I mean, look here. I think this will at least sum up my part. Is it's not that NASCAR obviously is getting a surge from this Netflix deal and is on the rise just in general. We're gaining a lot of traction, and Chase Elliott being the most popular driver in the sport has the opportunity with the personality that he already has that he just doesn't open up with, has the opportunity to do something along the lines of what Dale Jr. did with the sport. You know, you get to the track, you have these legions of fans. Junior Nation was infectious. And say what you want about Chase Elliott and his fans. That's another topic for another day. We all know how we feel about it here. But it's something we're missing in the sport. And I think that Iowa women's basketball, and Caitlin Clark. You know how much publicity they're getting right now?
Well, because she got punched in the face today or yesterday.
Oh, I didn't even see
that. That happened.
No, wow,
happen.
Interesting. All right, I'm gonna have to look into that. Don't be punching Caitlin Clark, man. That's homegirl. But nah, I mean, I just look at how much outside interest they're getting. Not only because they're good, but you know, it's a good story. And if you have a guy like Chase Elliott who can be infectious like that, and I think he can. He has some charm to him. He has a personality. But if you don't show it, and you have the power that Chase Elliott does, you're hurting the sport. I rest my case on that.
All right. I think it's just one of those things that'll come to him in time. And honestly, as far as I'm at with the personalities in NASCAR currently, yeah, sure. Maybe we would like Chase Elliott to be a little more, but I mean, we got Denny Hamlin doing the work of about like 5 guys right now. Not the
Who do we have to root for?
Hey, whether you have someone to root for or root against, that both of those things are equally good to have, and we definitely have guys to root against, and everyone finds someone to root for. People have their own crazy reasons for liking people. I mean, even then, like, there's probably a lot of people out there who are pretty reserved, who are kind of simple, want to be out of the spotlight, or not out of the spotlight, but be left alone, that probably identify with Chase Elliott. I mean, there's a lot of people like that. I'm kind of similar. So I don't know. I think a lot of this is overblown. I get what you're saying but as far as him having reach, does he outside of the NASCAR community? Who really knows that much about Chase Elliott?
He has the potential to. I mean, Dale Jr. I mean, who knew about Dale Jr. before? But you know, hold on. That's dumb of me to say. That's because we all know. Yeah, never mind. Dale Earnhardt.
Wrong comparison.
Yeah, bad comparison. But I mean, I don't know.
I mean, honestly, as far as the greater motorsport community reach, I think Kyle Larson probably has the biggest appeal. And if you took in past NASCAR into account, I would say he's probably significantly more popular than Chase Elliott.
But he's not the guy we vote at the end of the year as our most popular driver.
No, but those votes don't really mean anything, do they? Because, I mean, Josh Wise got voted into the All-Star race because Reddit decided they wanted to do that.
That's not the same damn thing.
I'm just saying it's like
I did say this at the end of last year.
I think if we actually like If you did most popular driver voting at the racetrack last year instead of online and you can vote once a day or whatever, I don't think Chase wins.
Yeah.
I don't even think it would have been that close.
I don't know. I think I get what you're saying about how give it time, but I mean, dude, now like I said, NASCAR's on the rise. It's either you got to shit or get off the pot, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if the New Zealanders get a hold of most popular driver this year, it's definitely not going to be Chase Elliott, though.
Yeah. Oh God. Well, I guess it will be until Shane goes to Cup. But
I mean, how many Cup races do you have to run to be eligible?
I think it goes. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Do you have to full season?
I don't know, dude.
He's definitely winning Xfinity, most popular driver, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see the appeal of this guy, but clearly a lot of people do. So I'd like to see if I got to deal with all the fans of his, then God bless. Let it benefit the sport somehow. But getting into Cota, do we want to just pop off with track limits, or we want to bullshit around for a few minutes?
Pop off.
Track limits. Dude, I got one sentence for you. Either have them or don't. That's all I got.
Yep.
I mean, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, we have them in 3 corners of what, a 17-turn road course, however. Like,
yeah.
And this is the only track we have them at. Like, I don't get it.
And on top of that, the penalty for it is absurd.
It is absurd, yeah.
Like a drive through, like how many seconds is that? 25, 30, essentially?
It's more than like at least 5.
For something you might gain, what, 100th of a second doing?
Yeah.
That is absurd. And then not only that, 2 corners after that, every single car runs in the dirt to the point that if you get on the racetrack through that corner, you're going to spin out. Case in point, Kamui Kobayashi got on the racetrack in that corner and spun out.
Yeah.
It's really, really stupid.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I can say about it. It's really dumb.
Imagine them trying to enforce track limits around that entire track, though, because they don't know how to do it.
They just don't.
Yeah, just don't.
I think they just need to, like, everywhere, at every road course.
Oh, yeah, that wouldn't go poorly. This is NASCAR.
I mean, it would go. No, I mean, he's right. We should, but you're also right. It would go terribly.
It would go terrible, but make them figure it out. My God, we promote them as the best drivers in the world. They can't figure out how to drive on a racetrack. Well, then maybe they shouldn't be driving a race car.
I just think in the S's, because the reason that the broadcast gave for them, calling it there was that, they could just straight line that. Literally just tell the drivers, look, guys, if we see you do some stupid shit, we're going to call you. Just be reasonable with it.
Yeah, but that does open up the door for a ball and strike call, and we don't want that. There just needs to be, like... There needs to be a physical deterrent. It doesn't need to be a line or anything like that. It needs to be a physical deterrent on the racetrack to keep these guys from doing this.
Put the tires here they have at Sonoma.
Put the
tire barriers
they have at Sonoma.
Tire barriers, you could put turtles, like something, dude. Like,
yeah, wait, we did turtles the first year we did this. Why is it solely because the underbody of the next gen car? We're like, oh, we can't do that.
Yeah, I forgot we did turtles here. Yeah, I mean, dude, some sort of different ripple strip to where if you get on it, it just like something, man. I mean, something smarter than this.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
and it would at the same time, if they just started doing track limits everywhere, it would absolutely fix Watkins Glen too.
Oh God, yeah, it would.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean,
that's a different day. But...
We're obviously going to talk about SVG in the rundown from Down Under, but I mean, what if SVG had beaten Austin Hill? Are we going to take the win away? Let's be 100% honest with ourselves. We would not have taken that win away from him. No shot in hell. It would have been the exact same as if Kevin Harvick would have beat Ryan Blaney to the line at Talladega. You're not taking it away. It's too good of a story, and it's too good for business. But he
Why do you
finished
think it
second
took 5 minutes?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I don't know, dude. It is just another. NASCAR does this so often where they have these things that they make these rules that just create just this shitstorm. They do it so often.
Yeah.
NASCAR is a sanctioning body who can't get out of their own way.
That's very true.
They never have been able to in the past 2 decades.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, cool. We got that out of the way. Is that all we got on track limits? I think
Pretty much. It speaks for itself.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's more black and white than the actual limits themselves, I guess. I guess the limits are pretty black and white. It's just.
I mean, yeah, they're solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's talk about the package. I'll be honest. Phoenix, this package had me excited, and I'm leaving here really worried.
I didn't notice much of a difference between this and last year.
I don't think. I think it's more the tire, I guess, than anything. I think.
Yeah. I mean, we still don't have enough tire wear.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
I feel like we had more tire wear last year than we did this year.
Bring the Bristol tire.
Well, dude, and that's another thing. Like, Goodyear had a great race last week, and it was by accident. Like, and then they showed up with the best they could do today, and this is what we had. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
like,
I don't.
We have a 17 turn, however many turn road course, and with all the elevation changes in the world, with all the opportunity to drive the shit out of the car, and you can't build a tire that wears. Come on now.
Tires definitely made some difference in this race because we saw Alex Bowman was able to short pit and gain, and then lose it on the back end, and
he didn't gain.
Yeah, he
that
did.
Much.
We jumped 2 cars.
He jumped 2 cars. And
They had bad pit stops. He didn't really gain that much.
He was like 3 seconds behind Byron and was like 2 seconds after that.
Oh, okay.
So he did gain. But
it was more evident with Bell at the end of the race.
Yeah, Bell was able to long pit and then have fresher tires than everybody and made a run at it at the end. So tires didn't mean nothing today. They just didn't mean what they meant in the Xfinity race.
Well, I mean, you got to look at it like this. How big of a track is Cota, and equate that to, like, say, Martinsville. How many Martinsvilles are in Cota as far as, time and, on your tires? 5 laps at Cota, I mean, that's what?
20 miles?
20, I mean, yeah, that's 40 laps at Martinsville. Imagine if a guy had 40 lap tires and he was barely able to get back to the lead.
That'd be a significant upgrade to what we've had at Martinsville recently.
I mean, it would be, but I mean, if we've been bitching about Martinsville, why are we not, upset with this? I don't know, man. I felt like, obviously I feel like it was a little bit, William Byron definitely dominating the race didn't help things, but I just feel like this was a step back from both Cota races with the next gen car we've seen. Like the first one was, I thought, great, and then obviously we saw a banger of a finish last year. I thought the actual racing was even better than the first year, and I feel like it just seemed like to me it was harder to pass than it was last year. It just seemed like there was more. You're more at a disadvantage, and guys were more stuck behind each other than last year.
I think part of the problem was the stage breaks. No one did anything different on strategy.
Yes.
I mean, I guess they technically did. They pitted a couple laps different than each other, but no one ran long. No one ran, whatever.
Yeah.
Like we had last year. I don't think it was as much different as it was that the leaders were on their strategy and they had fresher tires and they were coming through the field.
Yeah.
I think that was like really the biggest difference last year to this year. Because like as soon as the stage started, the leaders are back up front again. I guess we had Ross Chastain stay out that one time, no, Bell stayed out that one time. Sorry. And that was like the only real difference. And then he started to fall back after a handful of laps or whatever. But yeah, that was the real big difference to me. And then obviously we didn't wad them all up at the end. But
Yeah.
I mean, so my opinion is a lot less informed than y'all's because obviously I was in the car for most of this race.
don't admit that.
I know, right?
Kidding.
And I watched a whole lot more basketball this weekend than I did race cars. But from what I watched of it, whatever, buddy. From what I watched of it, I mean, yes, the tires suck. We're beating a dead horse. We know. But at the same time, I feel like some of the reaction to this, especially on Twitter, is a little over the top. Like,
I feel like people.
God forbid we don't have a barn burner every week and we just have a normal race that ends with a normal winner, under green. Like, it was a race. It happened. It wasn't terrible. And the guy that dominated won the race under green. Like, that's okay. We do not have to have 36 Atlanta and Bristols. Like, it's not going to happen. We don't have to shit on it just because it was a normal mid-tier race.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of people calling for Cota to get taken off the schedule after this is our fourth time at Cota. We had our supposed most popular driver win the first one in what was maybe the dumbest, most batshit insane race I've ever seen in my life. And then the last two Cota races have been fantastic. And we have one mid one, and it's like, oh, take it off the schedule. I don't know if you guys watched this race and watched other road course races. This is still better than any Road America race I saw.
No.
100%.
This was 2022 Road America.
But better. Yeah, I mean, dude. Yeah.
We don't have track limits controversies at Road America, so it's automatically better.
You know what? You
I
got
just
me
don't
there.
get it. It's like the same people that.
Man, I don't want to bitch about people on Twitter. Like,
I know, but like, I feel like there's a specific crowd that they're the same people.
Yeah, they're called NASCAR Twitter people.
I know, but they're the same crowd that are crying for no stage breaks that were also crying because there wasn't enough cautions last year.
Hang on, Chuck. The problem is, and I've said this before, but I don't think you were on the podcast then. The problem is the people who want something are loud about it when they don't have it. Then as soon as they get it, they're not loud about it because they got it. And then the people who didn't like that, then they jump on and they're loud about it. So it looks like the optics of it are people hate it when they don't have it and they'd hate it when they do have it. But the reality is it's just a different group of people going out and bitching at different times.
Yeah. I'll put it like this. Yesterday's problems are today's solutions, and tomorrow's problems are today's solutions, and today's the end of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think you hit the nail on the head with the stage cautions thing. I mean, I think you really saw the detriment of it. And I mean, you saw it at Indy last year as well, is if you don't have stage cautions, you can have a natural race play out, but you have some compelling elements to it that keep the race interesting throughout. And I mean, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. We didn't have that. Who's going to flip the stage? Oh, okay, they flipped the stage. All right, well, they're going to be up front at this point in the race, and these guys are going to be at a detriment at that point in the race. Like, we know how the race is going to play out. It's just a matter of what cars pick what strategy, and that's what's frustrating. So.
Yeah, I mean, essentially the first half of the race, whatever to the end of stage 2, is not even really worth watching because everyone who's actually up front is not going to get stage points or not going to get many stage points. Byron got a couple in both, but the winner of the stage is totally irrelevant 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I don't understand why. What I really don't understand, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to get on a soapbox real quick, but what I really don't understand is that we had this great race at Indianapolis, and I feel like most people thought it was a great race. It was really compelling. It came down literally to the last corner of the last lap. Okay, so we had this great thing. And then we go to Watkins Glen, and it kind of sucks. Well, I love how that immediately got blamed on the stage cautions instead of, the fact that Watkins Glen kind of sucks right now. And we immediately overcorrect and go back to stage cautions. Like, I don't understand this. The Roval last year would have been better without him, and this race 100% would have been better without him. Yeah. It's really dumb.
Yeah. I don't know. I I'm excited, but cautiously excited to see what this particular package does at Richmond, um, because I do still feel like it was a bit of a back step from road races in last year, or at least Cota last year, not necessarily road races. Road races sucked last year, but yeah. Um, Other than that, I mean, really, I mean, what else happened today? I mean, William Byron won the race, first repeat winner of the season, absolutely dominated. Toyotas were quick.
Bell was kind of a bulldozer.
Brad Keselowski wrecked every 5 laps, it seemed.
Yeah, Brad might be getting to the point where he should just like find an excuse to not be in a road course race.
Yeah,
Just go grab
Billy Johnson or somebody.
Ron Fellows or someone. Be like, oh no, my elbow hurts. I can't run this race.
Yeah.
Just run the first lap of every road course race and then pit so he gets the points.
Dude, oh God, yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
All right. I think there's no more bullshitting around. Let's get right to it. The rundown from Down Under.
The final time onto the front stretch. He comes to the checkered flag. He won the very first street race in NASCAR. Thank you, guys.
All right, so this is probably what everybody watching is waiting for. The rundown from Down Under. Chuck, I know you're a big time media boy. You can't say it, but Seth, I think me and you can agree. Fuck Austin Hill.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Piece of shit.
he wants to be Dale Earnhardt, but he wouldn't be a scab on Dale Earnhardt's ass. Let me just say it right there to quote the great Bobby Hamilton. Rest in peace, my boy. Yeah, I mean, dude. If SVG, AJ Allmendinger, we knew this was going to be an absolute banger of a duel, and it absolutely was that. SVG made some of the most incredible moves I've ever seen on a road race in a stock car. Even more incredible than his moves in Chicago. And we were absolutely robbed of a great story because of years of NASCAR, what Chuck said, NASCAR trying to get in their own way. And just, once again, palms out, asking NASCAR, please get rid of double file restarts on road courses.
And also, please get rid of overtime.
That too, but
It's
especially
stupid.
double file restarts.
You can't explain to me why a caution coming out entitles someone in third or fourth place to be within touching distance of the race leader, who was previously 9 seconds away or whatever. You can't explain that one to me. Doesn't make any sense, and it will never make any sense because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Or at least, like, we don't need multiple green white checkers. This unlimited overtime BS just makes us look like a bunch of slapdicks out here. And that's pretty sorry because you have a lot of outside the U.S. interest right now, and it's making us look stupid. Chase Elliott, I mean, I'll give him credit. He said he watched Cota last year, and he's like, wow, we really do this? Chuck?
No, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I will say the mid portion of the race, because I missed a good portion of stage 3. The middle part of the race, when it was Shane and AJ and Larson all battling for the lead, was some of the best road course racing I've ever watched. It was so fun. Cool to watch. So cool to watch those 3 guys battle. Because, like, that's, especially on that kind of racetrack, you put their skill sets together. That's 3 of the most diverse, awesome wheelmen you could ever put on a racetrack together. And you just tell them, okay, go battle it out. And they did it. It was awesome. The end of the race, see, here's the biggest difference between Austin Hill and Dale Earnhardt. When somebody gave it back to Dale Earnhardt didn't cry.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, yep, I punted him, and he punted me back. That's racing.
Yeah.
Austin Hill, as we all know, the rules are for thee, but not for me.
Yeah.
You can't punt a guy 10 car lengths deep into a corner and then say, oh, he tried to brake early, when you, I guess, don't have the awareness to realize you are on the very inside lane of a 270-degree corner. And then a lap and a half later say, oh, well, he drove through me and didn't even give me a chance. What do you think you did?
Yeah.
You drove through him. The only difference is he didn't brake check you on the entrance to the corner.
Yeah, I mean, that's I do want to go back because you brought up a good point. Like the racing in the first two stages with AJ and Larson and Shane, that those drivers are three of the best on road courses. The tire in Xfinity is great. The car in Xfinity is great. I mean, that is just true hard-nosed, bricked up racing. I mean, dude, I mean that's what it is to a T, man. And you know what it showed? I think a lot of people they thought SVG had the advantage in the next gen car. Bro, he showed them. It almost looked like Shane was kind of just hanging out, and when Shane wanted to go, Shane went. I mean, stage 3, it came time to go, and he was done. He was like, all right, time to go. I'm gone. See y'all later. I mean, and I didn't expect that from him, if I'm being completely honest. I expected him coming into, realistically, to run top 5, but I didn't necessarily expect him to contend like he did on Saturday. I thought it might take him a road course or two before he got there. Obviously, he's done better than I think we necessarily expected him to do in the beginning portion of the season. And then we showed up, rolled off the truck, and he was fastest in practice, qualified second. I'm like, oh, here we go. Okay, all right, never mind. We're here. it's on now.
For shame, though, buddy. You underestimate Shane, and I don't know how many times you got to do that before you're just like,
I don't know if it's that I underestimate. I never know what to expect with them. It's like I try to temper my expectations, and then I try to overhype them, and it's like, yeah, it's all over the place with him, man. Like,
well, I just know based off reading our lovely comments, keep bringing them. By the way, we are dumb Americans, but we're not as dumb as we sometimes sound. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But based on our comments we get, I have acquired the knowledge that SVG kind of just does this. He kind of just pedals around, and then as soon as it's go time, he goes, and that is exactly what he did on Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, Austin Hill, you said it, Chuck. I mean, punts him in turn 1, gets by. Shane, I think Shane was driving hard, but I think Shane was kind of biding his time there too. I think he knew that, you know what, I can get him anytime I want, and I'm gonna wait till he can't get me back. And then obviously he had pressure mounting from the 17, and I mean, Austin Hill. Dude, I mean, how are you going to get out and cry when you literally brake check the dude and then be like, oh, look at his front end. Like, look at all the damage to it. Clearly, that shows how hard he hit me. Yeah, no shit. He tried to cross you under and you stopped in the middle of the corner. Like, yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't understand. Ryan Mosley, our good friend Ryan Mosley, known Austin Hill fan. So we'll embass him in the comments for that one.
Don't do that to him, buddy. That might actually happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll put his Instagram in the I'll put his phone number in the bio. Feel free. He's gonna get called. You gotta
call him at any time of day.
You gotta collect call from Auckland, Australia. Do you accept the charges?
Auckland, Australia?
New Zealand.
We're gonna get killed for that.
We're gonna get killed for that.
Oh, buddy.
I was gonna say you gotta
bleep it out.
Yeah. I was trying to combine, but never mind. Anyway. But yeah, he brought up to me. I sent him a very level-headed and not strongly worded message about Austin Hill last night.
Why do I not believe that?
Because I think my exact words, fuck Austin Hill, that dumb piece of shit. I hate him. My emotions maybe got the best of me just a little bit. I was a little bit, I didn't know. Well, look, man, Shane's done a lot for this channel. He made my Chicago trip. And you know what? I didn't know how I was going to react when Shane ended up in the battle for the win. And I guess I go a little bit fucking insane when it happens. I was pretty excited that the Mans was going to win.
Well,
Anyway,
I just remember.
Hold on. I didn't even get to the point of my story yet.
Oh, okay.
So I send him this text. And he goes, man, he's like, Austin Hill's a big boy. He's country strong. I don't know if Shane should be messing with him. I go, bro. Have you seen Shane Van Gisbergen, specifically just how built he is? Like, bro, I'm pretty sure dude grew up, like, fighting kangaroos. Like, I think he could take Austin Hill. Like,
are there kangaroos in New Zealand?
I don't know, dude.
Look, every time we say something that might be one or the other, we get someone in the comments.
Well, that's why we got to say it. We got to learn somehow.
Got to be careful. We got to be careful.
Like you said, we're dumb Americans. And Shane made us look like it on Saturday because he kicked everybody's ass.
This is true. And then never mind. I'm not going to say that. No, but I was sitting there. Someone needed to get on the radio because Shane was being patient for the last 2 laps and, not pushing the issue with Austin Hill. Someone needed to get on the radio and be like, hey, the guy right behind you, the 17, he's got fresh tires. Maybe go.
I mean, that's true, but up until really, I mean, when we took the white, I still wasn't entirely sold on the fact that Larson could get there.
As soon as they went through the S's, it was abundantly obvious.
Exactly.
Though.
Yeah. And by that point, it was too late.
It was too late by that point.
Yeah.
But even then, just as a be aware of that. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
My least favorite part about this whole thing is that there's going to be a portion, now they may be small, but I don't care. They shouldn't exist at all, of the NASCAR fan base. It's going to be like, oh, look at this Shane guy from New Zealand.
I didn't see any of it. I didn't see a
single. I was thinking that too. For a win.
I was thinking that too.
Somebody.
I was thinking that too. I didn't see a single bit of that. Everybody was like, nah, fuck this dude in the 21 car.
I mean, I think that's kind of the consensus, but if there is anyone out there that thinks that, I just want them to know and get it in their head that he has been pretty clear about the fact that he's not that guy and doesn't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
But when the guy that you're trying to pass just punted you 7 stories deep into turn 1, door's kind of open. Like,
I don't know. I've seen enough clips of him getting pretty rough in supercars. I feel like he's going to warm up to it and kind of maybe not Austin Hill level, but
as disappointed as I was after this race, there's a lot of things I take from this that I'm proud of with him. And that's there. Like I said, there was a lot of people that said, because Chicago worked out the way it was and it was single file restarts and and he didn't get the normal chaos of NASCAR. Like I said this last week after Phoenix. I think he proved to everyone that, you know what? I can hang with him. When it comes down to push and shove, double file restarts, whatever, I can hang with him.
He showed that on the first overtime restart. He's
gone, yeah. He shoved him out
wide.
And he was gone, yeah. And you know what that is? I think some people might have looked at that just at face value and said, wow, he shoved off his own teammate and, the guy, like, he used him up. Bro probably did his homework and realized, you know what? That's what I got to do to win this race. That's what I'm going to do to win this race because it's going to come back. It's going to, get thrown at me. And that's exactly what happened on the overtime restart. Thank God Ed Jones had to, fail at IndyCar just to ruin my day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly what you said earlier.
Yeah.
The exact same response.
Yep. Moving on to the Cup race. He didn't really get a shot. He was creeping up through there, and then he got a speeding penalty, right?
He did, and then he lost first gear.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. So obviously the Cup race was left to much to be desired. I think it would have been a tough road to hoe anyway. He just didn't have the track position all race. I think qualifying he didn't the run he really wanted. So yeah,
Which is kind of interesting though, because he's got 3 Cup starts now, obviously, and the Chicago was obviously the win, and then Indy, they have steering problems in that race of some kind.
There was something. I can't
Something was
remember if
amiss
that
in
was
the car.
He was sick. Sick as
Was
a
he
dog.
sick?
Yeah, he was sick as a dog.
Okay, so there's that too. But yeah, so he had that happen at Indy, and now he loses first gear in this race. So just kind of funny how that is. Like, I don't think he would have won either of these races, but he probably could have been back, top 10 or top half the top 10 or something.
I think he would have gotten a top 10, top 5. I think they could have pulled some strategy and maybe got him on the Alex Bowman or Christopher Bell strategy and gamed him a little bit track position.
That, and it kind of looked like he was doing ye old SVG strategy of kind of wait it out.
It really did, because I mean there was 4 or 5 cars. I think it was Chase, Larson, Cindric, a bunch of guys right there that were right there in front of him, and it seemed he wasn't falling off of them, but he wasn't attacking. So I think I don't know. It's one of those what if things, but I don't know. On to Richmond.
Yep.
Anything you got left to say, Chuck?
Nope.
Oh. Well, as also being, we're obviously the unofficial source for SVG content in America. We're also the unofficial Fuck Austin Hill, not a fan club.
They are.
At least I am. Yeah.
I also am.
I am unassociated to that club.
Every time I see Austin Hill, never mind. I'm not finishing that statement.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Well, wait, hang on. What do you? Oh no, now I have to finish that statement. What do you think I said?
I have no clue. Like, I don't know what that could be.
If you've decided you probably shouldn't finish that statement, then it probably shouldn't be on the podcast.
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna finish it, but it's probably not as bad as you thought it was. I'm not a bad person. But...
We're done here. Yeah, Austin Hill is a raging. See you next Tuesday. I'll leave it at that. But I think that's it for the rundown.
Worse than what I was gonna say by a mile.
That's gonna be it from the rundown from down
right.
there. It was in that portion of the show. It's much more accepted down there, so I feel like it's fine for me to say it.
That is true.
As long as it's in that portion of the show.
Yeah, so if you're curious, Americans are really finicky about that word.
Yeah, they don't like it.
Y'all throw that shit around like candy, and to be fair, I do too. But Americans don't like that word for whatever reason.
Very bad. Like,
yeah, it's a no word. It's a no word. Anyway,
that's a time sent F-bomb is what that is.
Yes, that is exactly what that's a very great way to put it. Other than that, was Cota bitching?
Not particularly.
No, it wasn't.
It was like a 5 on a bitching scale, if you want to do it.
Yeah, we'll do it like that from now on, just so I don't have to say yes or no. I'd say it's like a 5. Like, it's a no, but it was not nearly as bad as some people cried about.
Dude, it was like a 2-day-old like Taco Bell burrito, man. Like I just won't hit, bro. It didn't hit. It didn't hit.
The way
experience.
Yeah, the way I'm gonna describe this is this race was okay as fuck. Like
okay as fuck. That's fair. Yeah. Let's see, what's next? Sundress and Dumbass.
All right, Sundress, Dumbass. Sundress, I know who you're gonna pick, buddy. So I'm gonna tail off in the truck race. Jack Hawksworth, a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Jack Hawk 9000 himself.
Yeah. So kudos to Jack Hawksworth for running great today. I hadn't heard that name in years, so I was happy to hear it.
Okay. Chuck?
I didn't take any notes for this week.
I'm shocked. No.
Man, I cannot believe it. No, I'm going to say Connor Zilic, because that lap he laid down in qualifying was awesome.
That lap one he laid down in the truck race is pretty stellar too, huh?
Yeah, that's
He was halfway to Oklahoma City.
He proceeded to experience just about everything you could in a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race. It still finished 4th, and then flew to Pensacola and had everything that possibly could go wrong in the ARCA race, even though he was one of the best cars there. So poor guy, unfortunately, had to show how good he is at driving a race car at 17 years old. So he's pretty good. So just sundress goes to him.
Yeah. Duh. SVG.
Man, that was out of left field.
Dude, I'm so shocked.
I mean, duh.
So shocked.
Write it down, the day, time, and everything.
Yeah. I mean, just the greatest race car driver in the world. And he was used up and he let the other greatest race car driver in the world slip by. I guess the 17 curse is over, huh?
It got broken.
Yeah.
We'll find out if it was specific to each driver or not.
You know what's even worse about Shane losing to the 17 car? Is that now the 17 curse is broken, William Byron's going to win in it now, and that just really...
William Byron is not beating
day.
Shane Van Gisbergen. Well, I guess anything's possible these days.
Yeah.
I mean, straight up, because technically he did today, but straight up. Anyway.
Yeah.
Dumbass. I'm going to go with Austin Hill, obviously.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I didn't think about that one.
You didn't think about that one. Obviously, if you're gonna move a guy in turn one, obviously I would expect it back.
Wait, hang on. We didn't even bring this up. He tried to right hook Shane.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
He tried to do the one thing that we have determined bad in NASCAR.
I kind of almost wish he had at this point, because then he would be sitting on his ass next week. Because
that'd be awesome.
Shane got a penalty anyway, so
he tried. It's sad that Shane knew it was coming too, and immediately tried to get.
Yeah.
What's funny is watching it live. I saw him cross under, and I was like, I saw him dive toward him, and I was kind of like, is he really doing what I think he did? By the time they cut back to them, Shane was all the way by him. So I didn't notice. I couldn't tell, obviously. And then finally that picture came out. I was like, I fucking thought he did that shit.
I kind of thought the same thing. It was like, I saw it, but I was also watching the Carolina game, and I was like, I don't know. Okay, whatever. And so I didn't really put much thought into it after that until you guys sent me that.
Imagine that being that just out of touch to move a guy, and then when he tries to not even really move you back, just pass you back, you brake check him, and then you're so mad that happened that you try to right hook the same guy, and then get out and cry.
29 years old.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you get jail time for attempted murder, do you not?
I don't know if this counts, but I'm fully on board with counting it so we can throw Austin Hill in jail.
Seriously, they have at least some sort of SMT data in Xfinity now. You can see whether or not, the move he made. I don't know. I'll piggyback off you, dumbass. What's his name? Austin Hill.
So I kind of figured y'all were going to go that route. So I kind of have a really quick 3-piece here. First of all, my first dumbass goes to whichever one of you two allowed both of you to be Buddy Pulley on the Zoom here.
Hey, what?
Both of your name boxes say Buddy Pulley. Anyway, the second one goes to NASCAR because they built the absolute perfect race car on the planet and continue to run it on Saturday. And the third one goes to Corey LaJoie. I think he's leading the standings this year so far. We need to probably keep track of this somehow. It was lap one. I think it was lap one. He blows whatever corner that is down there at the bottom, the first hairpin. Normally when you blow a corner that sharp on a restart, or in this case, a start, you should expect cars to be inside, not just drive across 5 lanes and back onto the racetrack, which is what he did into the 19 and the 23. and it was just about the dumbest thing I've ever seen in a race car. So, yeah, Corey LaJoy,
Hey,
yeah.
man. It's Corey's world. We're just living in it.
clearly, like, dude,
On
like,
God.
what is it?
Yeah.
I'm sure Spotter was said, "Hey, 27 cars low." Oh, okay. Well, I guess not. Just drive across all of their noses.
Yeah.
I mean, it really looked a lot like the meme Denny Hamlin posted a couple years ago about Kyle Larson.
Quite, yeah. It was
Oh,
like
God,
he was
yeah.
pointed. They were all pointed towards whatever corner that is down there at the bottom, and he was pointed towards Oklahoma, and they just met in the middle. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Picks.
Okay,
won
who
this
won?
I definitely didn't. Daniel Suarez put together maybe the worst weekend I've ever seen in my life.
Must be me then, because I had AJ.
yes.
Who'd
Besides
you have?
AJ.
You had Shane. Yeah. It was
Yeah, he had
AJ.
Shane. I had AJ.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I won one. Hell yeah.
Finally, well, congratulations to Seth. Daniel Suarez. That was a piss poor performance out of me, amigo. Very disappointed. We're gonna have a talk about that next week at Richmond. So going to Richmond, Seth, who are you picking?
Christopher Bell.
That's a great pick.
Oh crap! You know, I was supposed to be like keeping up with who I picked already.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
you are.
Damn. You got to
Well-
pick Daniel Hemrick now. Those are the rules.
Yeah. Hey, this is his first. This is his first finish of the year outside the top 20.
How is
Really?
that even
I don't
possible?
know if that's true, but up until
Okay.
up until Bristol, it definitely was.
Oh, I'm trying to think of somebody I
Too
definitely.
bad. I'm going ahead and picking then. I'm picking Denny Hamlin. You can't even pick him, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can't pick it. Wait,
Yeah.
you can pick Denny
I
Hamlin.
can pick Denny Hamlin
Oh well, I'm picking Denny Hamlin. So you took
because
too
I
long.
picked Denny and he won, but I don't
Yeah.
want Denny. Ooh,
That's
I-
dumb.
No, you get to pick. So say you want Denny Hamlin, then make Buddy pick someone different.
no, you know,
bullshit.
we'll go. I don't think I've picked this guy yet. Farton Martin. I don't think
Okay.
I've picked him yet.
I thought you did.
Where?
Phoenix?
No, he wouldn't have picked
No?
Martin at Phoenix.
No, I'd bash Martin at Phoenix every chance I get.
Yeah,
Okay.
even I know that. All right.
We'll have to go back. I'll have to go back and look.
Doesn't
You need to be
matter.
writing this down, Chuck.
yeah,
It does matter. This is important stuff, buddy.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
we
I'll
can-
make a list
we
from
can-
now on. From here on out.
We can discuss this later. This is not podcast material. This is later material.
This is what people
Um,
tune in for.
Hey man, no, it's not. They tune in
And
for
Shane
A-
Van Gisbergen.
Exactly. Richmond. What do we expect?
It'll probably be fine.
Yeah, I'm excited for
probably-
Richmond. I hope this package does well.
Oh, yeah, it's a night race.
It is a night race. It's gonna be cold and bad. Now that I think about it, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'll probably be a pretty decent Richmond race that everybody will cry because they weren't 4 wide and bouncing off each other.
We need to put plates on the cars at Richmond. That's what we really
Oh
need.
yes,
what the
that'll do.
fuck? What in the damn Jeff Burton fuck are you talking about? Like,
No, we just need well, you know, Seth knows.
We need to put more horsepower in the car.
yes,
That one.
Yes.
hey man, that's it.
This has been the Big Motor Small Blade podcast.
It has. I do have one more thing. Fuck Austin Hill.
Okay. Hey, I will say, if any of you are wondering why there wasn't an on tour,
Oh yes, thank you for bringing
it's
this
because the
up.
Cars Tour rained out this week. So
Yeah.
the next one will be following April 6th. Hickory race. The New River race has been moved to April 13th. If you want a late
I
model race
will-
to watch this week, watch the Ward Burton Foundation race at Orange County Thursday night. It'll be cool.
If I can figure out a way to end up at that race, we may be able to put together a on tour race or show. So stay
To
tuned.
be determined.
There's a possibility on tour we'll pick up after after this week's race.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, it didn't
and-
get canceled after 1 week, guys. It just
No,
rained
it did
out.
not. Ratings were great. Appreciate you guys for that. Thank you everybody in Australia and New Zealand for boosting those as
And
well.
caring about a late model stock car.
Yes.
If you're interested in any content about the IndyCar race at Thermal, I posted.
All right,
that.
guys, we've had a
Monday.
we had a great show.
Shut up.
Thank you guys so much for listening. No, go ahead, Seth.
So yeah, this podcast comes out on Tuesday. Yesterday, we posted the my thoughts on the IndyCar race. Probably a little rough. It'll get better. Let me know what you think.
Yep. Yeah. We'll have our take on the Thermal Club race. I compared
Thermal
it.
Club Parade.
Yeah, exactly. I compared it to the Hunger Games. There was a bunch of rich people paying to watch people go and do battle that were significantly poorer than they are. Yeah, that's it.
Go
Go fuck
yourselves.
yourselves.